You gain the ability to fly. I'm wearing a striped shirt today. Press like. You gain the ability to fly. Zip, the blue, glowing, floating elf from the fifth dimension appears in front of you. All right. He appears there. He's like, I'm going to give you the ability to fly. Do you want that? What do you say? Well, you probably were wrong. You need to say, what's the catch? And then he's very nice and honest and forward. And he's like, all you have to do is give up 3 senses of your choice. So the question is, do you take the ability to fly? Yes or no? Okay. If you said yes to him, you just get 3 of your senses deleted without even any hesitation. Then he leaves. But if you had the wherewithal to ask him first, can I choose the senses? He would say, yes. So for me, for example, I'd say smell, taste, and touch. Here's the reason why. Smell, yeah, it's probably very connected to taste, and smell is pretty closely connected to like memory, but a lot of the time I just don't care to use it. I mean, I'm sure it's part of like our natural sense catalog that allows us to like process information. But I say, as far as I know, yeah, I would get rid of that. So once again, should have asked like how the flying works. So I already messed up in my own question. Well, that's not true. It was Zip's question. He doesn't have like a normal name. It's like a name that you can't pronounce because it's from a different dimension. The type of flying it is. The flying is similar to like walking or swimming. So it doesn't take a lot of energy, but if you try to go really fast, it takes more energy. But you can fly very high, you can float around like Marceline, you're moving around kind of like Chronicle. So that kind of plays into the second part, which is touch. Yeah, now you wouldn't have any pleasure or pain, and it'd be very difficult to interact in the environment that we live in as humans. But to me, if I'm floating around a significant amount of time, then it doesn't really matter too much if I don't feel like my legs when I'm walking, because I can just partition out between like flying and walking, or floating and walking, I should say. And I think that with like physical therapy, you could kind of understand like the pressure of your body rather than like the touch feeling of like your legs interacting with your feet, interacting with the floor, stacked on top of like your torso and your head, and like keeping that equilibrium and balance. I think floating would help that a lot. I also think the obvious thing is flying. It would be so sick. It'd be so cool. Plus floating around would also be great. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people don't like the idea of like taking away the pleasure. But I think you can get used to pressure, or at least I can get used to that. I can also get used to not having smells, scent, and interacting with the environment. Yeah, I mean, it would be more difficult to like drive a car, but like I said before, I think relearning these things wouldn't be like too difficult, because we already had the ability to walk before, unless you're somebody that doesn't. But if you already felt that, it's kind of like someone losing a limb and then having like the ghost limb feeling and learning how to walk with like a prosthetic or use a prosthetic arm to navigate. Um, Very interesting question. I have about 50-50 if I had to really think about it from people that I've asked the question to. I think that all of my sisters said no. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure my youngest sister said yes, but it was because of a few specific different reasons. My mom said yeah. Other people have their own answers. If you have an answer, put it in a comment down below. Yeah, what's the third part? Taste. Yeah, I mean, I like pretty much all food, so it'd be kind of annoying, but I've gone a long time without eating, just to see, and I could see it being like very, like annoying for people, especially people that love and enjoy food. Same deal, with like smelling the food or like the mouthfeel of food too, even. So it's really that like three cluster of senses. But having not eaten for an extended amount of time, it really just feels like your mouth just has like nothing to do, and it like it feels like it needs a taste. But I think that like when you're not eating, it's like a specific type of taste that exists there, rather than without like the experience of taste at all. It probably doesn't really matter. Also, yeah, there's like things in with touch with your body, like you could bite your tongue, you could damage your skin through work or whatever. But I feel like a lot of these things kind of happen anyway to people over time, whether you're getting older or you have like an accident. Sight and hearing being both that I have, I would not particularly want to get rid of that because I interact a lot with reading and writing and movies and books and music, talking with people. Yeah, I mean, with writing and like picking things up, I feel like since the body already knows that, at least for me, I would still retain the ability to use items physically to touch. And even if I couldn't, I would absolutely go to physical therapy for it and learn how to sense things with touch or heat. But if you have, sorry, not touch, pressure or heat or cold. So eliminating touch, would that also eliminate temperature, pressure, internal like navigation of things? I don't really know. But on the surface level, I'd be like, yeah, Zip, get rid of these three and let me float around and fly. He does it, cool. I'm flying around now. Flying around in my head right now. Oh yeah. Look at me with this striped shirt on. Go ahead and press like.